talk about right now, and I know men are dominating the fashion industry, so it's no surprise that I'm going to talk to you this morning. Very good morning. Thank you so much. I'm going to read the intro and introduce you properly, do justice to this conversation. Okay. Fashion, of course, is known to be an extension of cultural and for somehow cultural and also social relevance is highlighted in the fashion industry. The Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Johannesburg 2014, the theme this year, Creative Freedom, that's set to honor the 20th anniversary of South Africa's democracy. The country's top designers, including newcomers as well, so it's giving a platform to those who are just starting out in the fashion industry. They'll all be coming together. They're lined up to present their collections in 15 shows over 4 days at the Sandton Convention Centre. So joining us to brief us more about this year's fashion show is the AFI spokesperson, Nicholas Maweni. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much and good morning.
I just mentioned now that men are seemingly dominating the fashion industry, something that was usually seen as something for the ladies, but we're seeing guys as well stepping up, trying to look good. I see you with that nice pocket thing. Just talk to us about the event this year.
Yeah, well, thanks very much, Yanda. Well, one of the interesting things for this year, the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, which is starting on this Thursday, obviously, at the Sandton Convention Centre. We've got over 34 some of the country's top designers that we're showcasing. As you've mentioned, alluded to the fact that the interesting thing this year is the fact that we're having just over 10 menswear designers. So you can see that the business of menswear fashion is really taking a center stage for a change.
Talk to us about the theme for this year, Creative Freedom.
So in line with the country celebrating 20 years of our freedom, so AFI then decided that let's certainly incorporate the creative freedom. And what it does, the creative freedom, we're working under the fashion, art and design. So we're collaborating all of those kind of things to bring that creative freedom.
And I know there's a lot of work that's being done as well on the developmental aspect of it, or the AFI mentorship program. What's that all about? Can you tell us?
So the AFI sort of a development program, it's something very close to the executive chairperson, Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe. She started this 4 years ago. What we have, it's a national program for all graduates who are in fashion. We bring them on board and they're all registered for this program. And in fact, for this last year, which started the process, we had so many applications, and from very aspiring sort of up-and-coming designers. We've then narrowed it down to 10. And that 10 will also be showcasing on Saturday at the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Joburg. And from that 10, it will then obviously narrow it further down to 3 that will then go through to the Cape Town Fashion Week as well as to the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Africa. It's
so important, I think, to make sure that you groom these young ones in this industry. It's very cutthroat. We know South Africa's clothing and textile industry has taken a hammering because of Chinese imports and competing countries who are bringing their products here. Talk to us about the state of the industry at the moment.
So there's some interesting dynamics in the industry. One, we certainly need to make sure that we maintain or we actually cover the gaps in terms of the talent, in terms of the skills development. So that's one part in terms of what the AFI Fast Track seeks to do. The second thing about it is the fashion business is a serious business. It creates jobs, it contributes positively to the economy. And of course, there are a number of challenges faced by many sort of designers. And one of those are, for them to be able to make ready to wear garments, it's still a challenge for some, and also for them to compete in this globalized market, as you've alluded to the fact that we've got China. I mean, a challenge that one had from the 25th of April since 2000, when that Pretoria Declaration, when South Africa, as well as the People's Republic of China, entered into that agreement, which of course presented challenges for some of our local designers.
Are we getting support from the retailers, do you think, clothing retailers to be exact, supporting locally produced garments?
So one would like to get a lot more support from the local retail industry. And when we mean by a lot more support, and that is kindly do procure from local designers wherever possible. Do support, because it really makes a huge difference. And of course, the challenge that most of the retailers do have is the price issue. That's why you'll find many of them, they tend to import rather than to buy the proudly South African from our local designers.
And of course, for someone to have their clothes even displayed on a retailer's shop window, they'd have to win or participate in such prestigious events such as the one that you're having this week. Tell us a bit about what we can expect to see at the fashion show.
So Yanda's going to be quite interesting. Number one, we open, as I've mentioned, with a young designer, Kotetsi. He's from city of Tshwane. And then also we have the doyen of the fashion industry, Marianne Fasler. And then we close with Abigail Betts, who's got an incredible De Beers collection. And then on Friday, which is a public holiday, Freedom Day, we've decided to have a fashion night out. And I have been advised that Mafiki Zolo will also be performing live at the Fashion Week. It's all part of the whole creative freedom. And of course, we've got David's Tlale's intern. He's got his couple of young people that he's been grooming, so he's going to have that intern. And then also we've got this young Xhosa guy who we read about in Vogue magazine, who presents this amazing knitwear for autumn, winter. And of course, Saturday we close with the Viela. And during the day, we still have a David Tlale and, of course, the AFI Fast Track as well, and Fabiani, who closes the last one.
Okay, we're pressed for time. It's time to wrap the interview. But before we go, I promised the viewers that you would tell us what's in and what's out for the season. What colors are you supposed to wear and what do you not wear at all?
Well, there are a couple of things. Always make sure it reflects your mood. Stick to that. It must reflect your mood. People must not ask, how do you feel today? They should look at you and know. How do you think I feel today? Very fresh and very green.
And me in black and grey. I don't know what that says about me. Okay, let's leave it there. That was the AFI's spokesperson, Nicholas Maweni, just giving us some insight into this year's fashion show in keeping with the theme Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. Joburg is intended as an equal opportunity platform to foster creative independence among the new generation of talent in fashion and design industry through such programs. The Next Generation and Fashions Talk, which aim, I should say, to identify enrichment opportunities for the young and up-and-coming designers in the fashion industry. Let's leave it